The story The King's Wager from Stanislaw The Cyberiad focuses on the themes of absolute authority, bureaucracy, and the absurdity of power. It features both constructors, Trurl and Klapaucius, as they navigate a king's illogical decree. The King's Wager. This tale highlights how a single, seemingly trivial whim of an absolute ruler can cascade into a complex, self-sustaining, bureaucratic nightmare. The setup. The illogical decree. The king. The story involves the king who, in a moment of utter boredom, declares that his royal title and all the power it represents are meaningless, a mere trivial formality. The wager. He makes a wager with himself and his court that he can rule just as effectively without the official title. He attempts to govern by issuing decrees that are purely arbitrary and completely divorced from practical necessity or logic. He simply commands things to be done for no good reason. The problem. Although the king believes his actions prove the meaninglessness of his title, his court and bureaucracy take his arbitrary decrees absolutely seriously. They expend tremendous resources and energy trying to rationalize, interpret, and implement his illogical commands, creating a massive, self-sustaining system of absurdity. The constructors' involvement. Trurl and Klapaucius arrive in this kingdom and are immediately confounded by the level of chaotic yet dedicated implementation of the king's senseless commands. The entire planet is locked into a massive, inefficient project trying to satisfy the king's random whims. The constructors realize they cannot simply destroy the problem. They must find a way to satisfy the king's original, paradoxical wager without destroying the complex bureaucratic system that now relies on it for existence. The resolution and theme. The solution. The constructors manage to trick the king into reversing his decree or finding a loophole in the wager. They use their ingenious logic to show him that the only thing more absurd than a meaningless title is the effort spent trying to prove it meaningless. The theme. The story is a biting satire on bureaucratic momentum and absolute power. It demonstrates that power is not derived from its rational application, but from the simple fact that people will commit themselves entirely to following arbitrary rules, especially those issued from the top. The sheer effort spent on the meaningless wager becomes the meaning itself. The story ultimately shows that absolute power can create absolute meaninglessness, and yet the systems created to support that power will continue to thrive on the chaos.